What have you not done that most people your age have? I am 71. I haven't had any age-related health problems yet. That's great. I hope it stays that way. Haven't had my first kiss. 22-year-old male. Edit. I've dated 3 people, but nothing ever got serious because I'm overly cautious and afraid to open up, screw things up. Me neither. 22 and female. Good to know there's more of me. Edit. Been in love and love back but never translated those feelings into actions. Much to my disappointment. Now fifth. Neither of us know how get married. I haven't drank a single cup of coffee. I'm 21. 1. Go to music festivals. 2. Have a road trip. 3. Drink alcohol. Received my goddamn stimulus check. Struggling college student here. Drink alcohol. Done drugs. The sex. Never even kissed someone. I'm 17, almost 18. Do most teens actually drink and do drugs? I ask as another 17, almost 18-year-old. Slept with multiple people. I'm with the person I have lost my virginity to. Never broke up. Never cheated. That's awesome. Big congrats to you. Had a child. I'm 40. Dated or kissed a girl. Most gay people haven't. Vaped. Well, that's a good thing if you're not trying to give up smoking. Haven't had kids. 28 years old. It's cool to see how social circles are different. I'm 27 and none of my friends or friends of friends have kids, and that's not an exaggeration. I'm the exception. I get asked many times a month, and anytime I meet someone newish, when my fiancé and I will have kids, and everyone is shocked and says we will change our minds. When I say we don't plan to have any and have taken steps to prevent. She is on birth control and I will be having a vasectomy later this fall. This is a weird one. Never had a brain freeze. My siblings always accused me of lying about it. I'm 22 but not sure if that's relevant. Not sure if it just doesn't get to me or if it's just because I'm such a slow eater. Had sex or dated. 23-year-old female. Same. But I'm 36. I basically just decided I'll study to become a grand wizard or a ninja instead of hooking up. Online date. Married before internet became a real thing. Honestly, it's a nightmare. You dodged a bullet. Yeah, dating now would suck. I have friends who are 40 to 60 years old and divorced. And the dating scene has changed so much. I'm glad that I am still married. Gotten my driver's license. Being really in love, like in a loving relationship. I'm 29, recently ex-virgin. Well, I'm 23 and in the same boat. Let me tell you, don't rush it, but don't take time for granted. One day you're 23 and life seems eternal and beautiful, and the next you're 30 and you have no damn money and your back feels like breaking. Too tired to fuck or make new friends. Or maybe it's just me. Don't do as I did. Keep yourself happy. Been in an actual relationship. I've had sex, but never had an actual boyfriend. Also, slept next to someone else in bed. Dated, married, had a kid, had a pet, bought a house. 40. Drugs. 0. Zilch. Nothing. I am over 50. Not even Advil or Tylenol. Antihistamines. Sulfa or penicillin drugs. Alright, I should have clarified. Recreational drugs. Cocaine. Most people your age have done that. Plot twist, he's 12. Maybe I work with too many cool cats and kittens. Have friends. Been divorced. 34 and going on 11 years of marriage. And father of 4 kids. A lot of my friends are already on their first, sometimes even second divorce. I'm almost 30 and I have never been married, have kids, or even owned my own home. That's very normal for 30-year-olds in my native city. Well met. I'm married but don't have kids and have never owned a home. I'm 31. I just remind myself that everyone has different goals and goes through life at a different pace. I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty content with my single, child-free, help out with the bills lifestyle. But sometimes, I can't help but wonder what if. I've never flown and I'm in my 30s. I don't think I'm afraid to fly. I am afraid of heights, but I've been told flying usually doesn't exacerbate that. I've just never had the opportunity. I've always driven whenever I've gone anywhere. The thing of that is that I do know that flying is awful now. So I've never experienced the golden days of flying. So whenever I do get the opportunity to fly, my expectations aren't that high. Greater than I am afraid of heights, but I've been told flying usually doesn't exacerbate that. My brother is afraid of heights and he's a small plane pilot. Now those planes are terrifying. Small planes, especially high wings, are very safe. If the engine quits, it just turns into a glider. Helicopters do a similar thing. As long as the blades are spinning, a pilot can bring it down safely. If it's lost a blade or the tail rotor, then it's a different story. Dad owned a Cessna 172. It's pretty much like sitting in a bus, but your ears pop uncomfortably if you're not chewing gum. There's tea, coffee, juice served at some point, and if you're by the windsow, you get to look at some clouds. A plane, you're so high up in the air it doesn't even feel real. If you save up and go into business class or even first, the experience is pleasant. Gone to a party, social gathering with peers. I'm 24. Do you consider just like going to dinner with friends a social gathering? Yep, pretty much. Had a kid. 26 here, and so many of my high school classmates are having or on their second or third kid. Seems crazy to me. Ever ate at a fast food place? 18. Is your body fat? -1. LMAO, that would be nice. I never had real bacon until I was 18. Only turkey bacon. Oh, the revelation. Drink or been to Florida? Florida is a weird place, you're not missing much. True, I just hear about people going to Disney World and their vacation pictures. I'm 37, married, and have never bought a house. I am happy living in an apartment, but most friends my age own houses, and sometimes I feel a little embarrassed about my living situation. I don't have enough saved up for a down payment. I have a lot of student loan debt, and I am scared about the commitment of such a large purchase. Other than that, I am perfectly happy living in my little apartment. All that counts at the end of the day is that you and your wife are happy. Sex. Hard drugs. I don't consider alcohol, tobacco, weed under this category. Never been to a music festival or afforded my own trip, though me and some friends have made a day trip to the local beaches a few times. So no sex, no hard drugs, and no rock and roll. Had a boyfriend, LMFAO. I'm 28 and I haven't dated, had sex, done any kind of drugs, been on an airplane, traveled outside the US, been to a party, other than birthday parties when I was young, had a best friend, attended prom, been on a road trip, been trick-or-treating, been to a Christmas party other than at work, had an indoor pet, had a vacation that lasted more than 3 days. Met any of my aunts or uncles. I'm sure there's plenty more, but that's all I can think of for the moment. Well, I'm 23, and I share a lot of those. Never had a date. Sex. Left my shithole country. Didn't go to prom. Trick or treat isn't a thing in my country. So you aren't alone. Never had sex. Been to a big music festival. I have played at a few local ones with my band, but never been to something like Download, Wacken or Glastonbury. Taken drugs, smoked, had a job or had my own house. I'm 27. I don't mean to pry, but I'm genuinely curious. Is there any particular reason you have never had a job? Smoked, kissed someone, gotten drunk to the point of throwing up? 16. Yo, honestly, at 16 I don't believe it's that common anyway. 18. Perhaps, but at 16 most just pretend they have. I suspect. Apparently rioting. I'm 16 and haven't posted on Instagram once. Gotten TikTok. I'm 12, but now I don't even want to BC Reddit. I am 28. Haven't traveled within the US, gotten high, even though I tried, and sex. Had sex. Moved out. Drink alcohol. 14. From Britain. Most people by this age has had at least a sip. Being 14 and getting drunk is hell. Passing around a bottle of Frosty Jacks with your friends down a public park is a rite of passage to a spritz. Haha, I was like 6 the first time I had a sip. Are your parents just really protective? No, I'm just Muslim. 47-year-old guy, had to get glasses or contacts. Vision is still great. Cheated on my wife. We have been married 41 years. Best answer here. Paid taxes. IRS suck my balls. 25. Have a driver's license, date or stable career. Haven't vaped, never will. I don't think most people of any age vape. Pretty common where I am. Losing my V card. 20 by the way. There's no rush. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Wish I could stress this enough. I get that part. It just sucks to constantly hear family and cousins to constantly talk about it. They think I'm gay. I'm not, because I don't want to date women. Like, I'm just not ready to be a loving person yet. For some reason, the entire world is obsessed with sex. So you will constantly hear about it everywhere. My advice would be to block it out. Shake it off. And just do you. It'll happen when you're ready. That's what I tell them, not to mention that I'm extremely antisocial, which also makes it painfully difficult to speak to others because of the way I was treated when I was a child. Same, I'm 19. Downloaded TikTok and make horrible noises. As I read almost all of these 300+ entries, I realized that besides TikTok I've done almost everything. I'm 35. Is this a good thing? Or a bad thing? Lol. Honestly, I'd be more concerned if you'd done the TikTok ones XD. I'm 26 and I've done almost everything here too. It just means we've had very full lives. It's okay though. I have my own list of really small things that have somehow passed me by that I guess most people have done because they haven't been mentioned here. Like what? What's on your list? Well, lots of snow-related stuff because I've always lived in a warm climate. So I've seen snowfall. And I've been snow tubing once. I also have made a snowman. That's pretty much the extent of my experience with snow. I've never been to a Costco. And people always say it's nice, but we didn't have one close and did have a Sam's Club. I've also never eaten a burrito. This one I didn't realize until someone else mentioned they had never had one. That's when I realized I always just get tacos or bowls everywhere and one hadn't either. This should be your 2020 list. Also, Costco is the best. I was a Sam's person for 20 years. Not anymore. 31 and most people my age, where I live, have forged a career. I have just had jobs. I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do with my life. I have 3 kids but a decent living constantly escapes me. Had a GF that my parents would approve of, lol. I'm 29 and I haven't moved out yet. I should clarify that I lived with my grandparents for 23 years and when my mom moved by and came into my life more, I felt a responsibility to help her. Huge mistake. So I moved in with her instead of getting my own place and starting my life. I've accumulated a massive amount of debt because of it and feel like I've stalled my life for another 10 years. Haven't kissed at 15, 16 in a couple of months. I'm 23 and haven't kissed either, so don't feel too bad about it. The thing here is, a lot of girls has purposed it to me, but always something happens and I don't have the chance. At least I'm not the only one. At a school I go to, everyone, and I mean everyone, had a Prodigy account. They'd show off theirs, play with friends and get to higher levels while I did nothing. I thought my school was the only one. My cousin's friend plays Prodigy too. I think he moved. Had a crush. I am 13 by the way. I want to tell you this because no one told me when I was your age. It's perfectly okay to not have a crush. You probably knew that. But in case you had doubts, you've got plenty of time. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.